Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome to all my subscribers, my viewers who are watching my channel. Welcome back to another video of WWE Smackdown. We're going to talk about what happened on Smackdown tonight, the show they put off the air. We're going to talk about the Massive. We're going to talk about what happened on the show. And then we'll talk about the news and rumors for WWE and AEW. Superstar being released, where's Superstar going, what we think about SmackDown maybe going to 3 hours in January. Monday Night Raw going back to 2 hours pretty soon. I think in a few weeks. We know that the pay-per-view Bad Blood is in October. We got Crown Jewel Survivor Series. They do have a house show in Long Island, New York. Saturday Night Main Event. That's in December 14th. Um, but right now let's just talk about SmackDown. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section y'all want to see more. Now I'm going to talk about SmackDown, but I will show my YouTubers and my podcasters that I watch. I'll show y'all their reactions and how they're reviewing the show. My video is sponsored by my favorite podcaster. There's Fightful Pro Wrestling, The Wrestling Inc., No DQ, Salamat Sound Off, JD from New York, Denise Salcedo. And there were certain beats of it that I really enjoyed. You mentioned the part about having your back. That was what Cody said to Roman. And then Roman said, yeah, I'll have your back, but I want what's mine back. Which has been the tenuous partnership that we knew this was going to be. And what was the last time Roman said? You're always in my way? Yeah, that's Cody's getting in his way. And I thought, oh, it was saying, like, you're getting in the way. It's almost like a compliment, right? In a way. Because that means Cody Rhodes is doing so good that Roman Reigns can have all the. Now, SmackDown was a good show. I think I'll talk about it in a few minutes. The show was on SmackDown. The show opened up with LA Knight defending the U.S. title against Andrade in a very good match. Giovanni Vinci gets a second try against Apollo Crews and he loses again. How long did it matter? A few seconds? That was embarrassing. We did get Naomi and Bailey teaming up against Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton. And then we got the intense promo package with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. They are going to talk about it right now. They met in Georgia Tech at a football stadium. That comes so easily to him because we talked about, losing his bloodline, losing his Ula Hala, losing his championship. I mean, this man basically lost practically everything, and a lot of that has to do with Cody Rhodes. And so it's like this weird compliment that's also a threat because if you're in someone's way, well, what are you going to want to do? You're going to want to push them to the side and get rid of them. Yeah, but no, you make a good point. Like a formidable foe, that opponent that you actually respect. Because the entire basis of the tribal chief character is kind of basically, I'm above y'all. I'm greatness on a different level and all that. You are my minion, my bidding. I'm the master manipulator here. I've got a wise man. I've got all the titles. I've got my bloodline. I've got my Ulafala. But Cody is the one person, and even The Rock had to acknowledge his tribal chief in the midst of that, when that was going on. But Cody's the one guy who has been like, all right, we are looking eye to eye. I'm not looking down at you. I don't see you as being below me. I see you as a legitimate peer and someone who is on my level, even if I won't exactly come out and say that. And that is kind of what he's getting at with that. You're always in my way, while also saying, that belt belongs to me. Dude, okay, so the thing that I liked about this, and this is the one thing, this is the big reason why I like this. And there's another segment on the show that I can't wait to talk about too. But one of the things that I feel that I'm always asking for are for them to like go out of what we're used to seeing, right? Because what we're used to seeing is obviously everything that happens in the ring and then things that happen backstage, right? Like I love backstage skits, and anytime we get those, anytime we get some backstage fight, things like that. I love that stuff because I think it kind of just like adds like more life to the show. But one of the things I've been asking for, like even on Raw, I feel like we kind of got it quite a bit on NXT, but I've been asking for this on Raw, I've been asking for this on SmackDown to like go out, and like film different vignettes and different things in other places. And the reason I say that is because those are the things you always remember. Like I always remember Gold Dust and Booker T at freaking 7-Eleven. I remember Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T in the freaking Bakersfield gross.
It's the other way, like different down tonight when it comes to that. And then obviously you've got whatever, Roman has to deal with within his own family. And I did find it funny that Cody showed up at the end of the show and Roman didn't. Because once I saw them do that, I thought they were done. Like I thought, they're giving them the night off, right? Because they filmed that before, and then you get the night off. But no, Cody, you still got to go to work. Roman, you are a little bit of a level above because you don't have to go to work.
I wasn't expecting Cody Rhodes. When his music hit, I went, oh shit, it's Cody Rhodes. Because I wasn't expecting him to come out. I think along the same lines as you, I was thinking, oh, that's kind of it for Cody and Roman for today. So that's what I was thinking. But the big thing to get into also in regards to this is that, hey, I know Cody Rhodes has been asked multiple times about this rematch, right? When is the third match happening between Roman and Cody? And Cody talked about how he talked about this during the press conference, how it feels like it's pretty much inevitable that match is going to happen. And I don't know, I guess in my mind, it felt like a lot further. I kind of thought we would kind of see Cody and Roman on separate paths once Roman came back. But it feels like they've got into it sort of quickly because Roman Reigns brought it up immediately today, saying the championship, he wants that championship back. Cody Rhodes is in his way. And I feel like based off of what we saw, I feel like they basically told us, hey, this third match might be coming sooner than you expected. At least that's what it felt like to me.
No, I get that, but I could also see them doing a real slow build to it. Like telling you it's happening. It's 100, and Cody has told you it's happening, right? They just told you tonight it's happening. But maybe it's, they want it to be one of those things that we know is happening, but it winds up being a long time to pay off. And that's something Triple H, I think, has done at times during his tenure in charge, is not kind of blow it up immediately. That's not build toward the climax too quickly, if you will. For the pillow princesses out there, let that
let that sink in for a second, everybody.
Let it ride a little bit for a while. But so I can see it going in a number of directions. And that's, I think, the best thing about this. I mentioned this on last week's show, but I think the best thing about this is I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. And everything in Cody's title reign so far, I've known exactly what's going to happen, right? Like, okay, it's going to beat AJ Styles, it's going to be a good match. Then once they ran it back and AJ was doing the fake retirement, like, okay, AJ's going to turn on him, and then they're going to have another match, Cody's going to win. And Cody and Kevin Owens, they're going to have a good match, but Cody's going to win. Like all these matches, solo, even the solo Sikoa match, Cody's gonna win, Roman's gonna return. Like we knew everything that was gonna happen. And this is the first time in his title reign where I'm not sure. I mean, I know we're eventually getting to like, bloodline type of war games. We're eventually getting to Cody and Roman again. Eventually The Rock will be brought back in the mix. But I don't know in what order and how exactly it's gonna transpire, and that's what it is.
It definitely is. That's what's keeping us going here. But we got a couple of super chats to get into. So let's go and see what the people are saying. We start things off with Stephen Marchuli, who says, Cody Roman's second foreshadowed a heel turn for Roman. How he arrived and take himself seriously before family. I don't know. It feels like they're going to let it, like you said, let it ride a little bit. I think they're going to let Roman's babyface period run a little bit. I'm not expecting Roman to, I guess, go back to being a heel so quickly. I think they've got something here with Roman as a babyface.
Yeah, but he's also that babyface that's not like, Cody is so overtly a babyface, right? Like Cody is Captain America, apple pie, all that stuff. Like
he's so wholesome.
Yeah. He's not ganging up on people. Like not doing like crazy John Cena.
Face with an edge. We got injured cool here who says SmackDown 3 hours is smart for WrestleMania season, in my opinion. So let's talk about that, Robin, because there are some reports being put out there that it's looking like SmackDown is going to be going to 3 hours after Raw leaves the USA Network to go to Netflix. It's looking like SmackDown's going to be 3 hours. So I don't even know what to say because I'm like, honestly, part of me is like, holy shit, it's a Friday night, 3 hours of what? It seems like a lot for a end of the week show. But here's the but, and I think it's gonna be interesting because to me the SmackDown roster sort of feels a little slim. Like, am I crazy? But it feels a little slim. And maybe it's because we're just so used to seeing just 2 hours worth of talent. It makes me feel like we need more people to really fill in that third hour. But then again, you got Cody and Roman on that show. Of course, you're gonna want to, do everything you can. But am I crazy? Doesn't Cena feel slim to you?
See, I would say all bets are off once the Netflix thing happens. I don't know what they're gonna do, but as big as that deal was, they're not keeping Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns off of Raw on. It's not happening. And if they do that and they take them away from SmackDown, then you have almost nothing on SmackDown. So I wouldn't rule out anything when it comes to that time frame, even eliminating the brand splits at that time. I don't know how it will play out. But to me, what that really says is, and I'm a fan, let me just, I'm not going to go back on what I've said forever. I like the 2-hour shows generally more than the 3-hour shows. It's just like a basic thing. It's like, when I listen to an album, I don't want the album usually the 18 songs. I'd rather 12, right? One. Yeah. USA Network for the time being. USA. Just an ACL. I think it was an ACL, MCL, all ACLs. Yeah. She tore her ACL, MCL, and her meniscus.
Oh God.
That's rough. That's a big time injury.
But let's go ahead and, since we talked about the Roman Cody stuff, let's talk about that main event because there was a lot that happened. Like, if anybody tried to keep up with absolutely everything that went down on the main event, you'd be kind of going crazy. But basically, a match was made, and it was supposed to be Kevin Owens and DIY versus the Bloodline. However, DIY got attacked by the Bloodline, and for like a split second, it was Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, but I think the match didn't even become official until the Street Profits went out there. So Street Profits ended up filling in for DIY. And what we get here is just a shit ton of action. I can't even tell you everything that went out there. I mean, at one point we're seeing Kevin Owens just like run outside and he takes out all of the freaking Bloodline, and there's this crazy superplex off the top rope. And they can't seem to stay down. Loved, Robin, the confrontation that we got with Kevin Owens and Jacob Fatu, and then later on, Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. Those were like two really big moments, at least for me, in this matchup here. And Jacob Fatu, man, he was just so, like Kevin Owens, he has that, that extra energy, man. Like, Kevin Owens goes out there and he gets the people hyped. Jacob Fatu does the exact same thing. They're two very intense individuals. Just kicking the chair out of the way because Cody was holding the chair, and then Cody got Fatu with the Cody cutter.
Is that the first time we've seen Fatu hit with something that point? It was a callback to earlier in the show when they did show the pre-produced package where they
The match went 5 minutes.
Afterwards.
And hits a spear, and that was it.
So they are building towards KO looking on Cody Rhodes. Obviously, I don't know when that's going to happen.
We waited
The
3 hours for this.
itself,
5 minutes.
It's something that took place. But
5 minutes.
That to me, it was
The match went
all
5 minutes.
Yeah.
The match went 5 minutes.
Yeah, and somebody brought up here, and Buckley brings up that KO milked that chair holding. Dude, I was so convinced. You should have got him.
And it's interesting for him because he's one of those guys where you wonder what's left, right? Like because he's done so many great things. He always puts on a good show, but
Beat him.
you're not thinking,
Dwight.
all right, he's gonna wind up with the belt that Cody
Before
has.
you can
and
get
a
to me,
long title
and before you get to
design.
him, that's the deal.
So how do
You have to
make
beat
it
every
interesting?
single
How
one
do
of
you
them.
change that up a little
You
bit?
have
I think
starting with Jacob, starting
unlike
with
where
Tom Tyler,
AJ Styles
Tom
was
Malone,
kind of at the end of the
Solo
road already,
Sikoa,
to the point where they were
Jacob
using
Fatu,
the retirement as
and
part of the
me.
angle.
You
Kevin
want to be
Owens,
the tribal chief, you gotta
this
beat
could be
everyone else. You gotta
change
beat
for
these
him,
three
a
first.
different direction for him, a push for him. And
You
I
want to
think
be
I
the head
saw
table, you gotta
recently
beat me.
that they approached him about a new Roman Reigns, and you're involved with the bloodline. So what they're going to do with the Kevin Owens wrinkle there is kind of another intriguing stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I think. It's so crazy because I feel like there's so you mentioned subplot. There's so many, and I see people here the comments as well being like, oh, I can't wait to see Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu. Oh, and I mentioned earlier, oh, I want to see obviously Cody and Jacob Fatu. We want to see Roman and Jacob Fatu. It feels like there's so many little feuds and matches that we're like just waiting on. And right now they're running off of the teases. We're seeing so many teases. Like last week we were just talking about that Roman Jacob Fatu tease. And so I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, that's it. You got to give me something. I'm done being teased. It happens all the time. You got to deliver on something. That's why I wanted Kevin Owens today to hit the damn chair. I'm tired of waiting for everything. I feel I'm in line for multiple things. So for me, that's why I was ready for it today.
Well, but Bobby, I mean, I had the same reaction just in a different way. I was like, is he going to hit? Because it can't. I mean, I know they sort of did, but I didn't really expect it to feel like it was possibly imminent. And that's what, because he had, I mean, a good job by him, by the way, to give us that feeling, because he had that strike, and I was going to be like, why? And then I'm like, Cody, why? Why are you going? What do you mean? And you see Kevin Owens, and I'm like, what are you going to name for right now? Can be somewhere else, but I'm also not mad at it. You know, a three, if you will. You know, the rubber match at WrestleMania. Has that ever happened before? Has there ever been the
Someone with a way better memory, I'm sure, will definitely put that here. But I see, I'm seeing like people are torn. Like some people are like, yes, like no, please not WrestleMania again, and some people are like, it's got to be WrestleMania again. See, I don't feel like it has to be because we're still waiting for two other big matches, and those two big matches are Roman versus The Rock and Cody versus The Rock. And I feel like at that point at WrestleMania 41, I would like to be talking about either one of those two headlining the show. Like I just don't feel like we should be going again with the third match between them when it can happen on another show now.
Well, it could. It could. No, you're right. And they almost did Rock Roman obviously this past year, and that led to Rock and Cody being a thing. So I've said that I think I don't know how many times on here that those are the three matches, right? Like those are the three big blockbuster matches. But I'm not going to sit here and say I would be upset about it because it's a classic, both of them. You know, the first one was a great match. The second one was maybe the last year's main event, night two, was the peak of professional wrestling. It doesn't get any better, more entertaining than that. It was like, you know, Avengers Endgame, like the comparisons been made. The year before that elicited so much emotion from people, which I think is always a good sign of something done well, even when people are mad. Like to this day, I will swear by Brock Lesnar beating the Undertaker as a good decision because people.
See, I'm on board with you on that one because I was shocked as all hell.
Yeah, you're shocked, and people still talk about it. Like you don't still talk about something that wasn't good or didn't, you know, like that's the point of the entertainment business, to make you feel something like that. And I think they made people feel something after that first Cody and Roman match. And they paid it off the next year with the second Cody and Roman match. And then, you know, the third one, that's what a rubber match does, right? It tells us who's the guy. Is it Cody or is it Roman?
But it can happen in a different night. That's what I'm bored. I'm on board with the WrestleMania 41 main event being something else besides Roman and Cody.
I'm not like
I honestly, if you were to say, Denise, what WrestleMania match do you want? WrestleMania 41 right now at this moment? I want to see Roman Rock.
See, So you think Roman Rock is bigger than Rock?
Yes.
Okay,
Because they're like, cause it's the bloodline, and to me, that's just you can't beat having your own freaking blood and two people that are related in the freaking main event, and they're such big stars in their own right. I feel like you can't beat that.
No.
All of a sudden, it became about The Rock and Cody. I mean, how many times were people saying like, "Oh my God, like Roman Reigns is out there looking like The Rock's little brother"? Like there were so many people saying that on social media. Because again, it was sort of like The Rock took over and was like, "Let me handle this," and he was the one handling business with Cody. And I feel like that's why it really took its life of its own. That's what I'm saying. There's so many other options, and obviously, I want to see Rock and Cody. That's gonna be great too. But I can't wait to see Rock Roman.
What if Rock were to beat Cody at the Rumble and Roman wins the Rumble?
See, the only reason why I don't always go for like these big giant matches at the Rumble is because to me, I watch the Rumble for the Rumble match itself. To me, like that's big enough already where like you don't need to go and put on like even bigger matches. It's like I go in to watch the Rumble. That's what I want to see. That's to me, the biggest thing about obviously the Royal Rumble.
Especially that too now, right? So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it almost feels like everything now. It's like it's fine. Like everything that's going to be on the show, it's fine. But I don't know. I don't know how they go about it. But we'll see, I guess.
But if it's Rock and Roman, does Cody still have the title?
I don't think Rock Roman needs the title. They don't need the title. So I'm going to say Cody maybe still has the title come WrestleMania 41, and who knows who the hell he would be wrestling.
And then that main event's the other.
Right. I don't know. That's where I'm at. I mean, we're still several months away. It's still so hard to tell because, we still got the Rumble coming up. That's going to be huge. I'm pretty sure that come Survivor Series, we'll probably have a better understanding of what the hell is going on, especially since we're waiting for that War Games match. So we'll see what happens there. But we got Ryan Soley here with a very generous super chat. So thank you so much, Ryan, for this. He said, "Hey, Denise. Hey, Robin." What we expected, but before we get to the stuff that happened afterwards, what did you think of the match between Knight and Andrade?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think LA Knight has gotten better. I think LA Knight is performing, at least it seems to me. I don't know if I'm saying more or
I can't get into somebody if I can't get into their matches because at the end of the day, I watch to be entertained by the pro wrestling aspect of wrestling, right? That's why I watch. So I have been enjoying the matches that like the last like 2 or 3 matches that he's had, I think have really shown that he's getting better. And I think it really depends on who he's in the ring with and all of that. So this was perfectly fine. But again, nobody really expected LA Knight to lose here. But here's the thing that I don't really know what to make of this. So it was really fun, the Carmelo Andrade little backstage interaction that they had because Carmelo was like, basically rubbing it in his face that Andrade had lost and they end up fighting backstage. So it's later announced that we are now going to get a 6th match between Carmelo and Andrade. At the moment, Andrade leads this with 3 wins and Carmelo has 2. Now, earlier I was mentioning how slim the Smackdown roster feels. And part of it, I think I thought this was over already. I felt like we were good. That was it. But it almost feels like they feel like they still have to keep doing Andrade and Carmelo because there's really nothing else for Andrade or Carmelo. I feel like they've really stretched this out. And it's been good. It's been enjoyable. But I don't know about having to go to part 6.
I think it's kind of cool because I don't recall too many instances like that in recent history where move to the next thing.
Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura like 9 times a couple of years ago.
Maybe that's not the.
I think I have PTSD from
It's an
that.
attempt
You
now.
wanna live up to.
They have a major problem
I mean,
with
this is
SmackDown.
definitely a
They
lot
had
better
not
than
named
that.
the
I'm not
night
comparing the
Cody
but
Rhodes.
Carmelo,
The 7th time, the 8th time we got
the
that.
next one,
What
then
are
they
we
gotta
doing
go to a
here?
match 7.
It is
And
necessary.
that's what I know.
They
I'm
were
looking at
the
this
fucking final.
It's be a match 7. And I'm thinking, okay, so if this match is happening next week, then they're probably going to do match 7 as Bad Blood.
The Bad Blood card is kind of ill, by the way. That feels like a bigger event than
What are we doing here?
I would have thought.
It didn't
We just show them
Yeah.
laying out the calendar. It feels like a bigger event.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm actually really glad. I am going to be at the show, so guys, keep an eye out for Bad Blood content. It's literally in 15 days, which is crazy. I'm like, bad blood. But
I really
it's
do.
looking like a good card. So who knows? Maybe match 7. I'm pretty sure, like you said, we're gonna have to get there for Andrade and Carmelo. But hey, they found something, and they're gonna just keep running with it. We got a very generous super chat here from Phil Omiet here, who says Cody and Robin. I was gonna say Cody and Robin. Cody and Roman created magic on the 50-yard line at Georgia Tech. They brought back the line Cody said during the first chance he had at the title, a chief without a tribe, a full circle. Yes, thank you so much for reminding us of that, because he did say that, and everybody had the like I remember when he said that, and obviously Cody brought it up himself too, just in case people forgot. But I want stuff like that, a reminder of, hey, I said this was gonna happen, and look, it did happen. So now you got to take my word, and don't expect nothing from me.
Jimmy's gone, Bloodline's gone, Wise Man's gone, obviously the title's gone. So my Ula follow's gone. Am I saying that right now?
I'm just saying it the way that it's spelled.
All that's gone. So what's more dangerous than somebody that's got nothing to lose? I think that's what Roman was trying to get across.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, because we've never seen like Roman, at least right now, with nothing to lose. Like, he didn't give a damn. He really did not give a damn. And when you got nothing to lose, I mean, you're willing to do anything. You really, really are willing to do anything. But we'll see. But then when you have everything to lose, you're off.
Make that case, no?
So people will definitely make it. I can't, because I'm still just more into like The Rock and Austin. That's just a little.
When it first happened, but I get it, and I think with Cody, he touches on something else because of his history, because of what he did, what he went and started, and then coming.
So if Bayley and Naomi won, whoever won from that match would get the title shot against Nia Jax. Now, whoever did not get the win would leave SmackDown. But they ended up doing a situation where it was like a double pin, like Bayley and Naomi both pinned Nia Jax. It was really weird. It looked really wonky. Like, you couldn't really make out what the hell was. Whatever. So they ended up making a decision that we're going to be getting Naomi versus Bayley next week, and whoever wins that match will now go on to face Nia Jax and Bad Blood. So they pretty much just found a way to like extend this whole thing. But the other thing that I should mention though is that we saw a lot of it's not smooth sailing anymore. This relationship between Nia Jax and Cena versus Randy Orton, classic rivalry. Excuse me. I mean, yeah, that one. God, I feel like I've talked about that so much with Randy and John Cena when I was doing my little throwback videos for SummerSlam. But don't remind me about that, guys. Don't remind me about that. But I mean, there's a reason why everybody wants to see John Cena and Randy Orton again for his farewell tour, for John Cena's farewell tour. But thank you so much, Anthony Giuliano, for those super chats. Appreciate you, man. All right, so I'm trying to see if there's anything else that we need to talk about on this show. The only thing that we hadn't talked about, really not much to say about it, there was Giovanni Vinci losing to Apollo Crews and then getting his heat back afterwards. It's not looking too good. I'm not feeling this at all for either Giovanni Vinci or for Apollo Crews. This is just not my cup of tea, but hey, it might be doing something for somebody else.
It just win
I
that
like the way they're to only lose the way he did last week, just because I don't know. I'm not invested enough to care, so I sort of just kind of like laughed at all the internet people who are so bent out of shape about it.
What were they mad about?
They were mad about like all the vignettes and promos that Vinci was cutting to come back and get rolled up and lose that way.
Yeah.
And I guess like it's just like I appreciate anybody who has that much passion, and that is great. But I guess I just didn't feel that passion myself, so I just kind of found it amusing that they would be that upset about it.
I think for me is that I wasn't even too crazy about the Giovanni Vinci vignettes, and I'm like, all right, I guess I wasn't too into it to begin with. I just don't think it's really doing anything for me. So for that reason, I'm not invested. But even if I'm not invested, though, I can tell when something is not good, regardless of whether or not I'm invested, and it's just not good. And I feel bad because it's like, oh, that was the big thing that he came back for, like this whole reinvention of Giovanni Vinci. And it's honestly, it's not too bad for Apollo Crews. It's just the fact that he's on TV to me is like a good thing for Apollo. But I don't know. It's just not really working. You've got so many other really great things on the show. This is like the one thing that's just not, it's not meeting the standards to me of everything else, the quality stuff that we're getting on SmackDown. This is just not meeting that same quality.
Stunned if either of those guys was headlining a PLE or in a match that was one of the most anticipated in a PLE, in a while. And it's always hard.
All right, now let's go back to the other podcaster. Now, before I watch Just Allen and Solomon the Sound Off and JD from New York, might as well to go to SmackDown tonight. Hold on. Now, this is what we saw on SmackDown. Fatu does not like to be touched by a security guard. He actually attacked the security guards on the show. Cody Roman joined forces. I bet thing I really enjoy with this vignette. Cody Rhodes meets Roman Reigns at Georgia Tech to broker bad blood. This was a cinematic promo. A cinematic face to face and I thought it was very good. Now there wasn't no Roman Reigns in the show. Cody Rhodes was on the show tonight. He came out at the end. Roman Reigns hopefully he's on the show next week. Maybe the week before that. I really hope he's on the show frequently so we can build up to some of these matches. Bad Blood, Crown Jewels, Survivor Series, hopefully. Cody Rhodes Roman will have to be back at Bad Blood. As I said earlier, opener match, LA Knight overcomes Andrade in the night day title match. Match went like over 20 minutes. It was a very good match. LA Knight having an okay title reign. I think he'll lose that title probably in 2 months. Probably, maybe. Another humiliating loss from Giovanni Vinci. He loses to Apollo Crews again. Man, what the hell are they doing with the guy? Giovanni Vinci is a joke. He's gonna be a jobber. He's not going anywhere. Apollo Crews, they do nothing for him. We did get Kevin Owens and DIY brawl with the Bloodline. We know that they did announce the 6-man tag. Wait. Kevin Owens is left speechless and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. He's upset that Cody teamed up with Roman. Is he gonna turn heel? Are we gonna get Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewels? I don't know why. I actually hope not. Cody Rhodes did not need to be in rematches with the same people. He needs to have a new opponent, new feud. Where's Randy Orton? We didn't see Randy Orton tonight. Is he gonna be on the show next week? Where's he at? Where's he at? If Kevin Owens turned heel, they should do it on SmackDown. Just save it for a full show on SmackDown. I don't think Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes is the match for Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewels. It's not. So we have as I was saying, yeah, they had Kevin Owens and DIY brawl at the Bloodline. We did get backstage Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. They brawled. They already advertised a 6th match with them next week. I don't know where this is going. The feud going on a little bit too long. Probably because they have no one else to feud with. SmackDown looking like the only thing that SmackDown has a major problem. When this show goes to 3 hours in January, I wonder how the show gonna be booked. I think it's nothing but rematches. Giovanni Vinci, Apollo Crews, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade, LA Knight, and this open challenge. The Bloodline feud with the same people over and over again. Naomi and Bailey, they're still going after Nia Jax. It's nothing but the same old shit. The only thing that matters is the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. Now, what's interesting, we did not see Solo Sokoa tonight. He wasn't on the show. Maybe he'll be on the show next week. Well, as I said earlier, we got the tag team match with Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Naomi and Bayley both pinned Nia Jax in a high stakes match, so they did do something. Next week we'll get Bayley, Naomi, and the women will face Nia Jax for the Women's Championship at Bad Blood. Alright, here's the tag team match. Street Profits and Kevin Owens with Bell the Bloodline. That was back days. LA Knight Pleasant leads into the United States Championship. Apollo said Giovanni's a sore loser. This sixth man that main event of the show was well over 20 minutes. Alright.
Please vote no. What is circle?
Don't put them with the guy that did Tesla. Don't put them with that guy who did Tesla. Don't put them with you up. Let them be their own ass. I want Penta.
Planted on the middle row.
I did it 20 minutes earlier. Well, let's see what Salmos has to say.
Not on Raw tonight or Smackdown. Kevin Owens was there. Kevin Owens, of course, has had a very well-documented history with the Bloodline. And Kevin Owens has basically been terrorized by this group now for the past 4 years. And I said several days ago on the podcast, I said one of the things that I would be looking for on SmackDown this week would be the reaction of Kevin Owens and Randy Orton to Cody Rhodes accepting the tag team match for Bad Blood, him and Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Because what you can do coming out of Bad Blood is perfectly set up Cody's next feud, whether it's with Orton, whether it's with Owens. Just based on the sheer fact that these two men, how could these two men not be offended that Cody Rhodes, their supposed friend that they've stuck up for so many times, is now in bed, even if just for one match, for one night, with the man that has made their lives a living hell over the past several years. Randy Orton, right? 18 months of his career taken away, put on the shelf, thanks to the Bloodline. Kevin Owens, countless opportunities at the championship, just screwed over constantly by Roman Reigns and his family. I was looking to see what they would do tonight. Now, there was no Randy Orton on the show, but Kevin Owens was there. And we got a glimpse. We got a little glimpse. They didn't give too much away. But we got a glimpse into what Kevin Owens, his future might be coming out of Bad Blood in a couple of weeks. And the thing, that I look at when I look at this, and I was the one who told you a few weeks ago after Bash in Berlin, I said, look, Kevin Owens heel turn. This could be what we're in for. You do the heel turn, you do a rematch. I thought maybe they would do the rematch at Bad Blood. I thought maybe it would be Cody against KO. And that would be the title match for Bad Blood. They went a different direction with it. But it's pretty clear to me after tonight that the Kevin Owens heel turn is all but confirmed. He didn't pull the trigger on that chair shot at the end of the show because yet again we saw Kevin Owens standing there with a steel chair in his hand. He had the opportunity to take this man's head off. He did not do it. They want to milk it a little bit more. They want to drag it out a little bit more. I'm sitting here going, take his fucking head off. Boy, did Cody Rhodes take his sweet time coming out at the end of the show to save his supposed friend, right? He let him get his ass kicked for a little bit before he came down to the ring for the assist. But it's pretty clear now where the Kevin Owens direction is headed. Of course, that still leaves the question about Randy Orton. Where's Randy Orton going to fall in all this? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. LA Knight put his United States Championship on the line against Andrade in a match that was not always pretty. And there was a really awkward exchange that I will tell you about that took place when that match was over. And the other big question, who gets Nia Jax for the Women's Championship at Bad Blood? We were supposed to get an answer to that question tonight. and we are left with more questions than answers. We're going to go through this entire show. What I thought on the whole, I thought overall it was good. I'm not as quite hot on it. I saw the early results of the Twitter poll, and I'm not quite as hot on it as some people were. I actually think SmackDown has a really big problem right now. And the problem that SmackDown has is that outside of the main storyline, and there are a lot of people who are very tired of the Bloodline stuff. Some people love it. Some people are sick and tired of it. Wherever you fall in that, outside of the main story, outside of the stuff with Cody and Roman and KO now, right? And where's Randy Orton going to fall, right? That to me is compelling stuff. Outside of that and the occasional, really good Andrade match that we get, SmackDown doesn't really have a whole lot to offer right now.
Exactly. And that's a problem. Without the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, or Cody Rhodes, this show is a waste. What we talked about? Now, we didn't see Roman Reigns, but we saw Cody Rhodes. And he came out at the end of the show. All that mattered was that vignette with that face-off with Roman and Cody. Now, we didn't see Solo. I think we'll see him next week. But, I mean, and again, I'm kind of over the Bloodline always in the main event. It's something that we're used to. They've been doing it for a couple months now. The Bloodline always main event the show.
It doesn't. And now we get this news about the show expanding to 3 hours. By the way, that primal scream you heard the other day was me when I ran scrolling on my fucking Twitter and I read that news. Now we got SmackDown in a few months going to 3 hours. I don't care if it's for 6 months, if it's permanent, it doesn't matter. 3 hours of this show. They have a lot of work to do. Triple H has a lot of work to do if he wants to make SmackDown as compelling as Raw has been on most weeks, because that's not what SmackDown is right now. I mean, if you're being honest with yourself, outside of that key storyline that's going on right now, and again, the occasional good match here and there, this show really is lacking. It's a lacking show. It's not as good as it should be. Because the show, we've seen SmackDown in the past rock and roll. We know SmackDown can be a really good show. And it can be very Jekyll and Hyde. Some weeks it is very good, but a lot of weeks now they've just settled into this formula. And it really hit me watching that main event tonight, that 6-man tag. How many fucking times have we seen this? And with Kevin Owens, no less. Where we have no main event, but in the middle of the show, big brawl breaks out, and we end up with the Street Profits or DIY and Kevin Owens in the main event in a 6-man tag, right? They're in this creative rut right now that they really need to climb out of. And if this show is going to grow and expand to 3 hours, they have a lot of fucking work to do.
Exactly. Because based on what we saw in the main event, we actually saw this 6-man a couple months ago. We saw this a couple months ago. The Bloodline again, Kevin Owens with Street Profits. I think we saw that back in June.
Because the show is 2 hours now, and they're struggling on a lot of weeks to make this show interesting. One truly interesting thing on a 2-hour show is not enough. There needs to be more. 2 interesting things. Okay, now that's a little bit better, but still not good enough. They need to do better. I'm not as in love with the show as a lot of people seem. But we'll go through everything that happened here in this review, and Knock is starting us off here with a $7 channel membership. So thank you to Fire Panda. Welcome, by the way, to all of our new channel members over the past week. I do appreciate all of you. But Fire Panda, thank you very much. This is your SmackDown review. I should get this out of the way now before I forget. This is your SmackDown review for Friday. Which was LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Andrade, who know it. Couple of shops.
Alright, now let's watch JD from New York. Let's see what he had to say about Smackdown. Now we got like how many Smackdowns left? Like probably 2 or 3. We might have 2 Smackdowns left. I think we do. Oh wait. Lights on.
Georgia Tech University, where Roman Reigns played college football. I didn't know what this meant. I didn't know what was going on, what the segment was going to be. I thought it was going to be some promotional shit for Bad Blood. I did not expect what we got tonight. I did not expect Cody and Roman to have a Michael Bay type segment that slowed the tag team match for Bad Blood, where Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns will team up against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in Atlanta. You know, the one thing that I was thinking about while watching this was, damn, this is fucking good. It's good to have Roman Reigns back. It's good to have Roman back. It's good to have Cody in a more serious role. I've seen a lot of people discussing after this segment, maybe we do Cody and Roman 3 at WrestleMania 41. No. I don't want to see that for a 3rd year in a row. I think that's completely nonsensical, and I think that's overkill. I think we go in a different direction. WWE's treatment of this segment tonight was absolutely incredible, man. If this is the way of the future for WWE, if this is what they are planning to do for bigger moments that call for it, I don't expect everybody to get this type of treatment. But if you're a Cody Rhodes, a Roman Reigns, a Rock, or anybody in that upper echelon, John Cena, if you're anybody in that upper echelon of WWE, this is absolutely incredible, man. You can see where the direction is headed for the future of WWE. The way it was shot, the cinematics of it, the music behind it, everything about it was great. It was legitimately like you were watching a movie play out in real time on SmackDown. The one thing that I took away from this is that Roman Reigns is going to do anything he can to get back what he's lost. He's lost the Ulafala. He's lost his bloodline. He's lost his cousins. He's lost his wise man. He's got nothing to lose. So, according to Roman Reigns, what he said tonight, when a man has nothing to lose, that's when he's most dangerous. He's got absolutely nothing left to lose, and he will do anything he can to get it back. Cody, on the other hand, is clearly agitated and upset that Roman is back, and he has nothing. And Roman yet is still claiming that everything is his. He's got nothing. But he still says everything surrounding him, everything he touches is his. This is his SmackDown, this is his ring, this is his audience, this is his WWE. He even said it in the segment tonight. This is my stadium, this is my field, this is my city. Cody is not happy. And I'm glad Cody is not being treated like a pushover because he's actually standing up for himself. The old Cody would have been like, oh, man, listen, I agree. I agree, man. Let's be friends. Now this is not the same Cody Rhodes, man. Cody knows that. Listen, you ain't gonna bully me around, man. Look, the top of SmackDown is not big enough for the both of us. It's not. Cody's the WWE champion. This is his brand. This is his company now. He is the face of the company. And he's going to do whatever he can to hold on to that, while at the same time prove to Roman that Roman is wrong. I don't know why Cody is teaming with Roman. I don't. I genuinely don't have a single fucking clue as to why Cody Rhodes is teaming with Roman Reigns here. Now, why? Cody Rhodes might not be the pushover that we all thought he was, but Cody Rhodes certainly is not the most intelligent man in WWE. He said last week that he is not going to put his name on that contract for this tag team match at Bad Blood, which was the idea of so fuck him. I'm not putting my name on that, he tells Nick Aldis. He walks away. And then we see later on in the show, in the last segment of last week's show, which was the season premiere of Smackdown, he signs his name on the contract, and he's going to team with Roman. A Roman Reigns that he doesn't really like, a Roman Reigns that he respects but does not like. Cody recognizes Roman as the tribal chief. He does. He might not be the tribal chief right now, because he doesn't have the Ulafala, but Cody, in the past, has recognized Roman as the tribal chief because he's blatantly said Solo is a cosplay tribal chief. He is a pretender to the throne. But why did Cody team with Roman? Why is Cody so adamant about teaming with Roman? His work with the Bloodline is over. His work with the Bloodline should have been over after he beat Solo Sikoa in the steel cage match. I don't know. I don't really get it. But what I do think is a lot of people are already claiming that this is leading to a third match with Roman and Cody. I don't really think that is necessary right now. I don't. He wants to prove he's better than Roman by doing what? Teaming with him? That doesn't make sense. No. But it's not the reason why he's teaming with Roman. To prove he's better than Roman? How does that prove he's better than Roman? He's already better than Roman, you head-witted idiot. He's the WWE champion. He beat Roman at WrestleMania. What else does he got to prove to Roman Reigns? You out of your mind? That's not the reason why he's teaming with Roman. It doesn't make logical sense why Cody is teaming with Roman. I don't mind it. But we're going to need somewhat of a better explanation as to why he's already done his part with the Bloodline. He's beaten Solo. He retained the WWE Championship. But yet he's still lingering around in Bloodline business. Bloodline business that has nothing to do with Cody Rhodes. Nothing to do with Cody. So where does this go? Where does this go? I don't know. I'm genuinely stumped on it. What we'll do as far as the outcome of Bad Blood, where we go after this, I think right now this is some of the most intriguing stuff that WWE has on a week-to-week basis. Roman being back has injected a nice sense of unpredictability into this storyline. Is Cody going to drop the ball when it comes to this tag team match? Is he going to fuck it all up for Roman? Is Roman going to betray Cody after Roman gave him his word tonight? I don't think so. Are we going to get a new Bloodline member? Is that the way we're going to get the Bloodline victorious at Bad Blood? Is Kevin Owens going to turn heel against Cody at Bad Blood? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different options that WWE could go here. Whatever we get is clearly going to lead into Survivor Series. And the way we have it carved out, we talked about this on Tuesday Night Titans, the way that it's shaping up is that Roman, he clearly said tonight, he doesn't have his bloodline, he doesn't have the Wise Man, he doesn't have Jimmy, he doesn't have his cousins at all. Jay is on Raw, Jimmy's God knows where, I don't know where the fuck Jimmy is. Figured we see Jimmy back by now. Do we get Cody, Roman, KO, and Randy Orton inside the war match against the Bloodline? I don't know. It's a very interesting path that WWE has carved out here. Does Cody and Roman get match number 3 after all of this is over? That's the narrative that I've seen online. I don't know. Let's do it at WrestleMania next year. I thought what we saw tonight is worthy of another WrestleMania main event. No. Now, I'm not giving Cody and Roman another main event. I would much rather see, and I've said this already, Cody versus Rock to finish that. How we get there, again, I don't really know. But I'm not even going to take a stab at it and how we get there. But we got this little event called Saturday Night's Main Event coming up. Saturday Night's Main Event is happening on December 14th, 2024 on Long Island at the Nassau Coliseum. I could absolutely see WWE doing Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns on that show. That is a big time show. The return of Saturday Night's Main Event. Cody versus Roman for the WWE Championship. Match number 3. Saturday night, prime time. 2 weeks before Christmas. Sounds like a good idea to me. I don't know. But I enjoyed that segment very, very much so tonight, man. That was incredible stuff. And I love to see not only WWE go in that direction visually, cinematically, promo-wise, vignette-wise. I think AEW needs to start doing that shit too. That was great. And I'd like to see more of that moving forward, for sure. LA Knight and Andrade, United States Championship. This was a result of Andrade defeating Carmelo Hayes, being up 3-2 in their unofficial best of series, which apparently may go 7 matches. We weren't really sure of that before this week. But it looks like we're getting match number 6 next week on Friday night. But Andrade, he failed at capturing the United States Championship tonight in what I thought was a good match. Could have been a little bit better. A little bit of a slippery situation there towards the end. And LA Knight was left busted open after the match was over due to what I presume was a back elbow that landed a little bit too stiff by Andrade. So Andrade is not the United States champion. I don't think anybody really predicted him to win the United States Championship. Carmelo Hayes is now throwing it on Andrade's face that he's washed and he should go bag groceries, he said tonight, or put the fries in the bag, bro. That's leading to match number 6 next week. Hopefully they get a little bit more time than they were previously given. I'd like to see what they do in match number 6. What they do differently, I should say.
And what we do,
And
it get
match
one
number
power.
6 that we haven't seen in the first 5 matches. We got Kevin Owens. We'll talk about Kevin Owens turning potentially to the dark side. It looked like he was going to smash
You know what?
a steel chair over Cody Rhodes' back in the main event segment. The main event tonight was supposed to be DIY and Kevin Owens versus Bloodline. They got taken out right before their entrance was DIY. And then we got the Street Profits. I know. How many times have we seen this main event done on Smackdown? We've seen it at least 2 or 3 different times before. I know. But it was all about the ending. Cody Rhodes, who I did not expect to be out there, helped Kevin Owens fend off the Bloodline. And we got a flashback to the Royal Rumble when Sami Zayn turned on Roman Reigns and disassociated himself from the Bloodline. Kind of felt the same thing with Kevin Owens. Obviously, he's upset that Cody is befriending Roman. Well, not really befriending, but at least helping Roman. Like, why is he helping Roman when Kevin Owens clearly has a problem with Roman Reigns and everything that he's done to him over the last 2 years? KO's got a right to be pissed, no? It's all right helping him against this rebel bloodline, but now you're helping the guy that caused all these problems to begin with. We'll talk about that. Nia Jax looks like she may have not only one opponent, but 2 opponents. That's bad blood for that. WWE Women's Championship in Atlanta. And tonight we'll sit down and we'll have a nice talk about what happened in the last 48 hours, man. It was a very tumultuous and stressful 48 hours on social media. And it was just a ridiculous situation, which we will have a nice sit down and discuss it all later on in the show tonight on the Smackdown post right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for all of your support. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. It's going to be a good night. Tonight we're sponsored by Magic Mind. You guys know the deal, man. This green little bottle helps me get through a lot of the week, man. MagicMind.com/JD from NY. Make sure you guys go and use that link JD from NY is the promo code. You guys can save 20% off. A one-time purchase or up to 48% off if you guys opt for a subscription to this green little bottle of magic. That keeps me awake during the day. So much so, we got a lot of content out there today. And we got a clip on the short channel, by the way, which hit 5,000 subs today, man. Thank you guys very much for that. Second channel is doing very, very well. Today we uploaded.
Oh wait.
Tell me what you want. Cody said, I want your word. I want your word that you will have my back so that I can have yours. Roman then says, I give you my word. I will have your back. Just understand that when it's all done, I'm taking back what's mine. He eyed the WWE Championship. Reigns turned to leave. Cody cut him off. Walked in front of him, and they said to each other, Cody says, it's not yours to take. Reigns then says, you're in my way. Cody stepped back, and Reigns says, you're in my way in life. And Reigns walked off the field. This was great. I loved every bit of this. The more I see of this on WWE television, the more I see of this in pro wrestling, period. It's always great. As you guys can't tell, I love cinematic, long drawn out story. That's what I get off on. I love story. The better the story, the better the conflict. The better the story, the better the match. This was great. It looked absolutely beautifully shot. Portrayed Roman and Cody as two big guys, the biggest stars that they have in the company. It even kind of gave off vibes that when this is done, this is the mega match that WWE still has in the tank. There's another loaded gun with Cody and Roman main eventing a major show for the WWE Championship, which Roman alluded to. I'm predicting it's Saturday night main event. Saturday night's main event. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. It's the way I'm going. Could be Randy Orton as well. We don't know how Randy's going to feel after this whole bloodline ordeal. We don't know. Randy wasn't on the show tonight. Just as a little asterisk next to this vignette, this video package. Randy Orton was not on the show tonight. We don't know how Randy Orton is going to react. Because he's been fighting alongside Kevin Owens against the bloodline. How does Randy Orton feel that he put his faith in Cody after Cody then looked at Roman and now is teaming with Roman, the guy that put Randy Orton on the shelf for 18 months? Where's the turn? I thought all of this was perfectly executed for the Bad Blood match that we're going to see in Atlanta with Cody and Roman versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. And I don't know why. Like, I genuinely don't know why. I mean, is it up to, are we going to get the reason why? Cody is teaming with Roman. Why? Like, if you legitimately look at it head on, Cody's got nothing to prove. He's got nothing to prove. Cody's already beaten Roman. Cody's battled the bloodline while Roman was out and did Roman's dirty work. He's taking care of Solo Sikoa. He's beaten Solo for the WWE Championship inside a steel cage match. That should have been it. That should have been it for Cody. He washes his hand clean. He goes on to do whatever he's got to do. He should not have to worry about Roman. The only thing I could think of is that at SummerSlam, helped Cody beat Solo Sikoa, and now Cody's paying the favor back to Roman. It's the only thing I can think of. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton then didn't realize that Cody was going to take this path and help Roman and team with Roman at Bad Blood. But that's the only thing I can think of. Cody is paying it forward. You helped me. Now I'm going to help you. You helped me retain my title. Now I'm going to help you take out your family. And when that's all over, you want your match, you got it. Cody's got nothing to prove to Roman. Zero. He didn't explain it here. The shit leading up to this just throws everything into this. Why, Cody? You don't have to. Why? Cody's doing it because Roman helped him at SummerSlam. And he also helped him, yes. He also helped him after the Steel Cage match. But he already had beaten Solo at that point. Roman directly helped him retain the championship against Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. But there's no reason why, other than that, for Cody to want to help Roman. Cody's got to understand that being the good guy is going to be his downfall. And maybe that's the story that's underneath this. There may be a larger story at play here that we are not seeing right now bubble up to the surface. Because I legitimately ask this question. Why is Cody helping Roman when we know they don't like each other and that he doesn't have to? Is Cody that much of a dumb baby face? Is he? He does things he absolutely doesn't have to. Or is the bigger story here that Cody, no matter how good he is, no matter how many people he goes out there and tries to be buddy-buddy with, Cody's going to eventually realize that this can't be the way. He's been too nice to everybody. KO, friend. Randy, friends. Roman, shaking his hand and working alongside the one guy that caused all this shit to happen. Teaming with him at Bad Blood. Bonded by a man's word that he will back him up in Atlanta. Is that the true nature of this story? We don't know. This is not going to be Cody with the WWE title. I'm telling you this right now. When Cody wrestles Randy, that title's going directly to Randy Orton. It is an inevitability. What is the true nature of this story? The true nature of this story to me is Cody finding out in the hardest way possible that his word, the trust that he puts in people, is not how he should be operating in this current run as the champion in WWE. And that's what's going to cost him. That is going to cost Cody everything. And he will lose that title to Randy when the time comes. When it happens, I don't know. I don't. We could see Randy versus Cody at Saturday night's main event. We could see Cody versus Roman at Saturday night's main event. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel that is a potential direction for WWE moving forward with this Cody Rhodes storyline. And man, would that flesh out the Cody character if that truly is the case here? How boring is Cody Rhodes? Very one-dimensional as a babyface. Has great matches, great story, master storytelling. Or is that the true nature of the Cody Rhodes character? So much trust in these people, it will eventually lead to his downfall. And yes, we got The Rock. The Rock is that little dangling fruit hanging above this entire storyline. Where does he fit in here? What is he going to think with Roman? Because as we know, there's no riffraff, there's no conflict there between Roman and The Rock. hasn't. It hasn't been played out on television. Who's to say Rock isn't upset with Roman for teaming with Cody? Who's to say Rock is not upset with Cody even further now, because the last thing that he said was, "Don't break my heart," as he handed him that unidentified gift on the Monday Night.
I hate the damn commercials.
Has broken Rock's heart. Because from my point of view, if I'm the Rock, Cody's now manipulated Roman Reigns into teaming with the one guy that they tried to vanquish at WrestleMania. I don't think the High Chief is going to be too pleased with that decision. See what happens. There's a lot of avenues that this could go down. A lot of different openings. We can see this going. This is the storyline that's going to carry SmackDown. I don't want to see it being carried at 3 hours. But the more Roman and Cody are on television, the more intriguing the story is going to be. You add the Randy and KO effect. You add that dynamic to it. We get through Bad Blood. We start building towards War Games. Maybe we get some new Bloodline members. Maybe we can get The Rock back. Looks like we got those chefs back in the kitchen, man. We're firing up the flames, and they're going to work. Very interesting time to be watching SmackDown for sure, man. I love it. I love a good story. I love guessing where this is going. This is the shit that I want to see on a weekly basis, man. This is the shit I care about. Fucking story. If you don't got story, you don't got shit. I get bored when I come on here, man. Yeah, what a great match. That was it. There's no story. There's no way to make you think. There's nothing there that makes you think and second guess. Where's the story? Is it going there? Maybe it goes this way. Put two guys out there, have them go at it one-on-one, and that's it. On to the next. Such a boring way to cover pro wrestling, man. What a boring fucking dynamic. Kevin Owens, immediately. Kevin Owens was sitting, watching all of this vignette, all of this face-to-face. Cody and Roman. Byron Saxton walked up. Said he has a history with both of these guys. Does he have any thoughts on what he's seen? KO got up. He exhaled. He walked away. He had nothing to say. Apollo Crews. He went one-on-one with Giovanni Vinci. We got the clip airing 2 weeks ago with Vinci losing in 3 seconds to Apollo. Graves complained that the ref called for the bell before Vinci took off his jacket, which gave Crews the opening to win the match. So, Crews, he scored another quick victory here after escaping a powerbomb attempt from Vinci and rolled him up for a 1-2-3. That was it. I wish I could tell you more, but that's all I got. That's all I got. Powerbomb attempts, roll up, 1-2-3. After the match, Vinci, he attacked Crews violently and hits a very devastating looking brainbuster. Vinci then starts talking trash to Apollo Crews. He wipes the sweat off his brow and throws his sweat at Apollo Crews and left him. That was it. So now we're 0-for-2 with Giovanni Vinci. This was bad. I will say that. This was bad. It wasn't as bad as 2 weeks ago, but this was bad. I don't know why we doubled down on this. I don't. To Apollo Crews? I just don't know where this is going. So why did we double down on this? So Vinci looked like a complete fucking loser last week. This week he comes out with no tracksuit because that's what cost him the victory last week. And he still loses. What are we going for here? Are we going for a loser here to snap and eventually kind of get back into the mentality of being vicious and violent to win matches? But where's the character development? The guy's character is an Italian playboy who wears Patek Philippe's, he wears fancy suits, he's got a perfectly trimmed goatee, he's got the designer glasses on, he's a ladies' man, and he's a loser. He's got everything in life, which is something I don't really understand. He's got everything in life, man. He should be winning in life. So he's a winner. But when he goes to his regular job, he's a loser. Guy's a loser, man. He can't win a fucking match. I don't really understand where the fuck they're going with this. I really don't. It's actually laughable. Now, the report was last week that management was upset at how Giovanni Vinci's debut came off. No shit. Everybody was upset. They asked why. Why is this happening? I don't even know how it made it through quality control, man. I don't even know how it got put on the script. If someone at the top was upset about it, you know what, man, let's take it out of this. I don't think this is a good way to go about this guy's debut after 3 weeks of him. But they let it happen anyway. A Paul Levesque blunder. He hasn't been perfect. I don't know why he thought that was going to come off in any other way but the way it came off last week. This week wasn't as bad, but he's still a loser. I just don't know where it's going. Does he get a third match against Apollo Crews and then wins? What does that accomplish? What does that accomplish? None of this accomplishes anything positive for Giovanni Vinci. That's the fucking point. None of this accomplishes anything positive for Vinci. He's already lost twice. First in 3 seconds and now in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. The guy can't beat Apollo Crews. 2 losses in a row. So if he wins the next match, how is that going to prove he's better than Apollo Crews when Apollo Crews still has 2 wins over Giovanni Vinci?
Oh, don't tell me that they're gonna be like a 5-week series. I don't want to see that. That's not interesting. Giovanni's not getting over. Apollo Crews, he's not getting over. What the hell's he done? He's been in catering for like a whole year on SmackDown. Giovanni, he been in catering too. Besides being with Imperium, he's not doing shit on SmackDown. He's not gonna be pussed.
Oh, but you talked to him after the match. Anybody can do that.
That's
That
pathetic.
doesn't make you a winner.
Yeah,
Because
pathetic.
when I look at the line sheet, when I go to a website and see results for SmackDown, Apollo Crews defeats Giovanni Vinci. He's a loser. Doesn't matter what you do to make him look like a badass and somebody with revenge in his eyes. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy. You're still a fucking loser. The Giovanni Vinci experiment is on its way to being a failure. I will say, though, now this could be just Sacramento being Sacramento, but he did get a nice boo reaction from the crowd after the post-match attack. I don't know if that's going to last, but they were pretty decent for the post-match attack on Apollo. Byron Saxton walked up to Kevin Owens. Again, Byron feels like a pest at this point. Asked him once, he walked away. Now asking him again. Owens said, you know what? I'd rather talk about this out there in front of them in the ring. And that's exactly what he does. Exactly what he does. Kevin Owens goes out to the ring, and there really wasn't much to this. I expected him to actually explain why he feels the way that he does, but I could see why WWE held back on that. I could see why. I thought that they did this pretty decently. Instead of giving away all of their cards in the same show, they're gonna wait on Kevin's explanation. Maybe we get the heel turn, and then we get the explanation. Because what good would the explanation do now, and then the heel turn? Have him turn heel and then explain why he's upset. It would be a little bit more impactful. If you explain why you're upset with Cody Rhodes now, I don't know if that's going to label him as a baby face in this situation. So you might as well just turn him heel first. And then explain.
Alright. Here's the highlight to Smackdown.
Something's coming.
Oh. Now this is AEW Rampage. We know that Ricochet and Will Ospreay on AEW Dynamite is official. Miro as if released. The Lucifer are in WWE now. We did get a good amount of commentary tonight. That's it. Well, I think I'll probably stop the video. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop the video. Let me go back and see what else they have to say.
You can vote at Solomonster, where the polls are always posted. I like what they did with Owens, though, on this show. Shake this show up in some way. Because 2 hours every week, 2 hours is barely, able to keep me invested. Now you're going to expand it to 3? Are you fucking kidding me?
With all of security trying to just separate all these wild men, and Nick Aldis said, listen, I'm sick and tired of everyone fighting each other when there isn't a bell ringing. And I noticed there were 3 here in the bloodline and 3 here with Owens and DIY.
Alright, my fault is in the video. Think I recorded enough. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. Hopefully y'all enjoy my review on WWE Smackdown. I'll see y'all later.